my time. Yeah, don't run too much. Let's wait, man.
Feeling great. We're in LA. We're training camp now, last camp for the fight. So coming for Chicago, kill everybody.
Let's go fight and find out.
Hell yeah. Then if someone gave you $10,000 to bet right now, Dricus versus Khamzat, who you got?
Man, if I had to put money on it, I had to put money on Khamzat. How could you not, you know? He's just efficient, and he's a vicious fighter.
With only a few days left in the most vicious fight of the middleweight division, Khamzat Chimaev has just issued a brutal knockout warning to Dricus Du Plessis, vowing to end him in the first round. Meanwhile, given the heated environment of the division, many personalities have come forward with their own views regarding this epic bout, including Kaio Boralio, who expects to see a memorable fight take place on August 17th. Sharing his prediction on who might conquer, Kaio naturally aligned with his friend Khamzat, vehemently stating that he will always bet against DDP and will be elated to see him get pummeled by Khamzat.
Bro, this is crazy because I always bet against DDP and he always shut in my mouth. But I'm feeling like this can be a fight as fast as the fight with Hamza and Whitaker, like finishing the first round or beginning of the second round, you know. 60% of me say that Hamza will finish this fight like real fast.
However, understanding the gravity of the situation, Kaio admitted that if the fight is allowed to move past the initial 3 rounds, there is a big chance that Khamzat might lose his footing and that DDP might get the upper hand, as there is no secret that one aspect that the Chechen beast continues to lack is his stamina.
But 40% says that Dricus, with his size and height and his weight, he's a big guy for the division. I think he can stop the takedowns or even survive the first 2 rounds, and then the fights gets better for him. So I'm 60-40 on these 2 options.
So the longer the fight goes, the more it favors DDP?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Because Hamza is the guys that go for it in the belt. He's just go at it, and sometimes if things don't go as the way he planned it, we've seen already he gets a little bit tired in the later rounds. So with a 5-round fight, and Dricus is a guy that even after he gets tired, he's still working. He's still making you go in deep waters and making you work.
Agreeing with the points raised by Kaio, MMA Guru explained that even though Khamzat is a formidable opponent who is relentless in his pursuit, if the fight goes past 3 to 4 rounds, there is no way that he will be able to hold DDP back. Further adding to his point, the MMA Guru explained the impending danger that lurks around the corner for Khamzat and how it can prove to be the end of the fighter's reign if he is not careful enough.
Prediction for DDP Khamzat fight. I've got DDP. Dricus Du Plessis, Matt. I think it's less like... I almost feel like the fact that Chimaev is coming off of a first round rear naked choke submission win makes it less likely that he's going to do 2 in a row. Anyone else? Like, it was getting to the point where maybe, okay, he's probably due for another first round submission win, Chimaev style. But, I don't know. Since he just got one, I doubt he does the same thing again. He'll probably go more than 1 round this time. Back to the Usman Burns level of comp. So I reckon DDP wins later rounds.
While coming out in full support of DDP, MMA Guru did caution the South African fighter about relying too much on his usual heavy grappling style of fighting, as that might not be the best option against a vicious fighter like Khamzat, who seems to relish under these circumstances. Advising Dricus to maintain a measured approach, the MMA Guru emphasized mixing between grappling and wrestling while maintaining a steady pace throughout the fight.
I don't think DDP can win with a grapple-heavy game plan, but he needs to accept that he's going to grapple rather than trying to avoid it. You know? People forget, man, chat, this was the take I had that made Demetrius Johnson consider me a genius in MMA and spurred the birth of the Mighty Guru show. It'd be so hype if Dricus pulls it off, man. Can you imagine the scenes, chat, when Chimaev starts slowing down and DDP starts pouring it on? Cinema. Absolute cinema, chat.
However, not everyone is concerned regarding Khamzat in this fight, including prominent MMA analyst James Lynch, who shed light on Khamzat's unique fighting style that gives him an edge against anyone in the current middleweight division. Divulging further on his analysis, James stated that even though DDP is a phenomenal fighter known for his excellent capabilities, he hasn't yet faced anyone of the same caliber as Chimaev, which can present various problems for him throughout the fight.
I just think that this is a new style for DDP that he's fighting, and that's not something he's really used to, is fighting like a heavy grappler, heavy submission guy. I think the style matchup could pose some problems there. Now, the layoff for Chimaev is a concern. It's always going to be a concern. Even as well as Chimaev's done and he hasn't lost, that is something I am sort of keeping tabs on. Like, how's he going to look on the scale and all that? I know obviously he's training while he's been off, but I think being out of the cage for a while could be a factor here in this fight.
Still not underestimating the fighter completely, James explained that if under any circumstances Khamzat falters at any point through the initial rounds, it might give an opening to get under his skin and dominate him for the remaining fight.
If this fight goes past round 2, I think DDP has a strong chance of winning this fight. I think if DDP is going to win this fight, it's because he weathered the early storm and was able to take advantage in the later rounds. I know there's Chimaev people out there that claim he's got this amazing gas tank and all that, and yes, we could point to the fact that when he fought Burns, that he, was still dealing with some health issues, and that's why his cardio wasn't as good. And just with his style, he does kind of go for broke early in the fight, so that would impact your cardio. So, I mean, we've seen DDP go 5 rounds before. We haven't seen Chimaev do that at middleweight, going the 5 rounds. So I think there is still a question mark in his cardio.
Meanwhile, amid all these speculations and analyses shared by countless personalities, Khamzat is hell-bent on his pursuit for greatness and considers this upcoming fight with DDP as just a stepping stone in his career. Expressing his views regarding the Weil fight, Khamzat appears calm and collected, stating how he has just entered the last phase of his training camp and is confident enough to take down anyone.
Feeling great. We're in LA, we're training camp now, last camp for the fight. So coming for Chicago, kill everybody.
Meanwhile, not holding back on the usual antics of intimidating his opponents, Khamzat has been sending brutal threats towards DDP, claiming that he is confident in his capabilities and is not going to rest till he breaks down DDP and knocks him out within the first couple of rounds of their upcoming fight.
Now it's my time. Yeah, don't run too much. Let's wait, man.
Further perpetuating this confidence are the training clips that are being released by Khamzat's team every now and then, which not only reveal extraordinary shape that the fighter seems to be in, but also give us some insight regarding all the improvements that Khamzat has made in the last couple of months.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Last minute.
Venturing into this extreme training regime, it is clear that Khamzat has taken the general criticism under consideration because based on all the clips revealed to the public so far, he has been tirelessly working on his cardio to maximize his stamina, which will further ensure his chances of survival in this fight because unlike his previous opponents, including Robert Whittaker, DDP is not someone who can be easily pressured and cornered.
400?
Yes! Yes! The beast!
Fighting, I think you bring in a guy like now Khamzat Chimaev who can control pace like we've never seen, and this guy throws bricks within the first 15 seconds. He attacks, he shoots from 15 to 20 feet out, and then he catches those guys. And
moving on, being someone who has been a first-hand witness to this ongoing progress, Bernard Tovaro, head jiu-jitsu coach at Jackson Media House, has showered the Chechen fighter with praise based on his strict work ethic, regardless of what hardship he is up against. Further delving into the elusive fight camp, Bernard revealed that even though Khamzat has faced countless hurdles in the last couple of months and has had constant changes in sparring partners, his pace remains the same, and no matter what, he always manages to overpower anyone, no matter their skill level.
Khamzat cardio's to the roof, it's like, even though we have new guys and he keeps rotating new guys, he makes them guys every time, like, people can hang with him, and today we had this amazing training, and man, he was like 5 different minutes, different rounds. I think he went like 6 or 8 5-minute rounds on grappling and wall work, and he was like just gassing all the guys out, even like new guys will come, and like he would still gas the guys out. So super excited that it's like, man, everybody talks about his cardio this, his cardio that, and the guy's literally an animal. The way he trains, and he trains and he's like having fun at the same time, you know? That's why he's like murder or kill people or smash, however you want to say it, like in the cage. It's just because of the way he is, you know? If at training with friends, he's like that with that intensity, man, when he closes that cage, of course, the fight night's just going to be amazing, you know? Make him just go over there and get his belt.
Commenting on Khamzat's immaculate fortitude, Bernard shared an instance where Khamzat was able to outlast a long line of sparring partners in countless 5-minute sparring sessions, which further goes on to reflect his solid mindset and attitude towards his upcoming fight in UFC 319.
We see everybody on the internet talking about if DDP doesn't get finished in the first round, it's going to be hard for Khamzat. And they said that if Khamzat can obviously win, he's going to win in the first round. Me personally, I think Khamzat could kill him in any round. I think Khamzat's the most explosive fighter in the UFC.
Another witness of this extraordinary feat is Diddio, who wholeheartedly supports Chimaev and seems to vehemently reject the narrative surrounding Khamzat's chances of winning, dwindling in case the fight exceeds 4 rounds.
But the way Khamzat
different animal
kind of puts together his wrestling, puts together his kind of conditioning, his striking, but the way he puts that together in the cage, who has DDP fought that's even close to that style, that explosive, shoot from 10 feet out, grab you, not let go till he gets what he wants?
That's why it's a great fight.
Explaining his reasoning behind these comments, Bear stated that even though Khamzat has faced certain issues regarding his composure in his last couple of fights, this time around, he has done everything to prepare for the challenge ahead, and there is no doubt that he has what it takes to annihilate a tough and dangerous adversary like DDP.
DDP is kind of a boogeyman too.
Yeah.
We don't know much about him. His style's different. He's dope, dude.
I think one thing I do like about DDP is the way he fights is very exciting. So as a fight fan, I'm like, all right, cool.
Dog.
You don't know what's gonna happen. So I like that. But lately I've been trying to learn from Rampage and TJ and not picking a side, but I've been trying to work with the same guys and then bring in more guys that they're friends with, like the Armin thing, for example.
Joining Bear in support of Khamzat is none other than Rampage Jackson, who believes that if Khamzat manages to stick to his meticulously crafted game plan, that he can easily overwhelm and dismantle DDP's defenses, rendering him useless in the remaining rounds. While praising the fighter for his sheer tenacity, Rampage warned DDP about a brutal end similar to the one that Robert Whittaker faced at the hands of Khamzat.
Yeah, that's very important. Like, he's gonna be super dangerous if he ain't getting tired in there.
Yeah.
Think about it. Look, exactly what he said, what he did to what's his name, Paul Walker.
Whittaker.
No.
Building on the points raised by Jackson, bantamweight fighter Marcus McGee expressed his sheer confidence on Khamzat Chimaev, stating that if he had to bet money on a fighter to win, it would most certainly be Khamzat, based on the fact that he is not only a mindless beast, capable of pressuring his opponents, but Chimaev is also a technical genius who knows what strategies to employ given the circumstances.
Then if someone gave you $10,000 to bet right now, Dricus versus Khamzat, who you got?
Man, if I had to put money on it, I had to put money on Khamzat. How could you not, you know? He's just efficient, and he's a vicious fighter.
However, still sharing some crucial pointers for his favored fighter, Marcus emphasized the significance of being consistent throughout the rounds, explaining that if Khamzat manages to maintain the same brutal pace till the very last second of the fight, then it will not only prove to be a remarkable feat, but will also uplight him to an elite level of fighters who are almost unbeatable in their respective divisions.
And what if he has 5 rounds of that? Like, you know, he's shown in different times that he can go other rounds too. If he could be the Khamzat he is in the first 3 minutes and then learn to, you know, up and down with that and turn that into a 5-round type of style, man, who can deal with that? Who can deal with that type of Khamzat? And who knows what he's been doing, you know? I think a lot of the medical issues that he's ran into play a big part in why he's had different issues as well. And if he doesn't have any medical problems for this whole time and he's been getting that good training in, man, you know, that's a problem. That's my thing too, is like, I don't think we've seen his full capabilities yet.
While agreeing with all these points raised by Marcus, MMA legend Tito Ortiz shared his own prediction for this upcoming battle. Seemingly favoring Khamzat, Tito stated that even though he is aware of the sheer threats that Dricus presents, the crucial factor that will ultimately influence the result is Khamzat's stamina and wrestling, because if he manages to maintain a steady pace, then DDP will be in for a rude awakening as he will finally get to witness the beast that everyone in the division is terrified of.
People are gonna see how vicious Chimaev truly is. I respect the guy. He's a monster. Du Plessis, the champ, I think he's in him for a rude awakening because he's gonna realize that his wrestling is not as good as Chimaev's truly is. And it was heartbreaking for me in that middleweight division because when Bo Nichols got picked apart his last fight, I was like, man, why didn't you wrestle? You're one of the best guys in the world in wrestling. Use your wrestling. And that's what all the Russians do. They use their wrestling to set up punches. They use their punches to set up the wrestling. And then they take people down and they choke them because they're really good at it. I think Chimaev...
Further breaking down the reasoning behind his strong support of Khamzat, Tito reiterated what Rampage Jackson told him regarding Khamzat and his training. According to Rampage, Khamzat is the real deal and is capable of garnering a solid victory, especially after all the strenuous hours he has lavered away in the gym in the last couple of months.
I think I would give it maybe 4 rounds, 3 to 4 rounds. I think Chimaev just overwhelms him too much. I think that's my opinion. Once again, I watch him. I watch Chimaev. I just see how tough he is, and I know he had training camp actually at Jackson clothing company or Jackson in California, correct? And was it
with Bear and Rampage is also there.
Yep. And so I know he's doing really well. I talked to Rampage. Rampage goes, no, he's the real deal, Tito. I go, I see him. Like, I watch his fights and how vicious. I mean, he can shoot a double leg from half the cage and still take a guy down. He's just very vicious.
Adding on, regardless of who triumphs, Tito believes that the fans are in for a treat, as they will get to witness 2 heavy brawlers go at one another for an ultimate battle, which will not only decide who is the better fighter out of the 2, but will also decide the future of the middleweight division. In the end, what do you think about these comments made by Khamzat? Do you believe that he has what it takes to defeat DDP, or do you think he might be underestimating his adversary, and it is he who is up for a rude awakening? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe to our channel.